Hello everyone, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Keisha and today I'm going to be doing a book haul. So I managed to haul 17 books in the month of April, so I just thought I would go ahead and film a book haul for you guys. I'm very excited to share these books with you today, but first I wanted to go ahead and thank the sponsor of this video, which is LUISA. LUISA is a jewelry company that crafts high-quality jewelry for affordable prices. They are also carbon neutral from the packaging to the products themselves. LUISA crafts beautiful and unique pieces for every occasion, whether you're going out for date night, working in the office, or just relaxing at home. This is my second time partnering with LUISA, and I can confidently say that I believe in this company. The jewelry pieces that I bought a year ago still look brand new, which is a true nod to their proclamation of strong and tarnish-free jewelry. All of their products are backed by a 2-year warranty, and they extensively test products against tarnishing, allergies, damage, and breakage. So if you're ever not satisfied with your purchase, they'll send you a replacement and reimbursement, no questions asked. I felt like this is the perfect time of year to partner with LUISA again because Mother's Day is right around the corner. So whether you're shopping for your mom, your grandma, or that special lady in your life, LUISA has got you covered. I ended up getting 4 pieces from LUISA this time around. I got 1 piece for myself and the others I got for my mom and my grandmother. The 1 piece that I got for myself are actually these low medium hoops, and I absolutely love them. These are my second pair of the low medium hoops. I really liked my first pair and I wanted to get a second pair just in case I ever lost these or needed a backup. They are made from cubic zirconia, 14 karat gold on recycled sterling silver, and the post is 14 karat gold on stainless steel. Then I got a pair of the gold Paris hoops for my grandmother. This is so her style, and I was so glad to find this piece for her on LUISA. These hoops are 14 karat gold on brass with cubic zirconia, and the post is titanium. Then I got this Kindle bracelet for my mom, which it actually runs a little bit small, so I may end up keeping this one for myself, but either way, I absolutely love it. It is 14 karat gold on brass with cubic zirconia and freshwater pearls. The clasp is also a lobster clasp, and it is a very snug, beautiful fit. I absolutely love this one. Again, I may end up keeping this one for myself. Then I got my mom the Willow layered necklace. This is 14 karat gold on brass with cubic zirconia. The clasp is a lobster clasp, and I think this is a beautiful, simple piece that can really up your outfit while still remaining to be a simple piece, just adding a little bit more elegance. I'm very impressed with all of the pieces that I got from LUISA, again, not only last year, but this time around. And I do have a link down in the description box below, as well as a discount code if you are interested in purchasing from LUISA. So my discount code for 20% off is a book like you 20 if you're interested. Thank you again to LUISA for sponsoring this video. And now back to our regularly scheduled bookish content. Okay, jumping into the books now, I will go ahead and start off with the books that I got when I went to McKay's. So on my Sally Hepworth trip, is what I'm calling it, I went to Nashville to meet Sally Hepworth. And while I was in Nashville, I also made a pit stop at McKay's, and I found a gold mine of books, you guys. Sometimes it's a little hit or miss with different things, but this time around, I feel very confident in what I got. So the first couple things I want to show you are some cozy mysteries that have been on my radar. The first one is a coffee house mystery called On What Grounds by Cleo Coyle. My friend Lauren from Lauren Love Reads has read this one and enjoyed it. I think it's got a little bit of steamy scenes in it, which is kind of weird for a cozy mystery. But what I am very interested in is that it's a coffee shop mystery. And there are also some coffee recipes in the back, as well as it looks like cheesecake, and it looks like some alcoholic drinks as well. So there are some different recipes in the back of this one. It says, Claire Cozy used to manage the historic Village Blend coffee house until she opted for quieter pastures and a more suburban life. But after 10 years and a little friendly cajoling from the owner, a fresh pot of Jamaican Blue Mountain was all it took. She's back to the grind, serving coffee and solving crime 1 cup at a time. So I'm very excited to get to this one. I hope that this is a good one. I've been really intrigued to pick up this series. And the next book that I have is a more spring, whimsical book, and that is an Enchanted Garden mystery. This one is Daisies for Innocence by Bailey Cottrell. I love the little corgi and the cat on this cover. It looks like they're in a little magical garden. It says, the enchanted garden behind Eliana Albright's perfume shop draws people of all ages with its fragrant flowers and lush greenery. But when the magical serenity is interrupted, it's up to Ellie to track down a killer. This one sounds really cute, and again, I think it's perfect for this time of year. Next, I got a spooky middle grade book. I picked up The Girl in White by Lindsay Currie. This was the last Lindsay Currie book that's out that I did not already own, so I'm very excited to have this one. This one, I love the back of this because it talks about a character named Sweet Molly, which I believe is this ghost. It says, Sweet Molly once lived in Eastport. Sweet Molly once loved the sea. Sweet Molly lost Liam to the shadows. Now Sweet Molly is coming for ye. So I'm so stoked to read this one. I think it's like a coastal haunted town. So it says Eastport is the most cursed town in America. Mallory hasn't quite adapted to life in Eastport. Maybe it's because everyone is obsessed with keeping the town's reputation as one of the most haunted places to visit. Thanks to the nightmares she's had since arriving, Mallory is having a hard time sleeping. Combined with the unsettling sensation of being watched and losing chunks of time, she's worried that the ghost stories she's been quick to dismiss might actually be real. When Mallory has a terrifying encounter with the same old woman from her dreams, she's not sure what to do. With Eastport gearing up to celebrate the anniversary of their first recorded legend, Mallory is forced to investigate the one story she's always secretly been afraid of, Sweet Molly. Again, I'm very excited to have this book. This was the last Lindsay Currie book that I didn't own that has been published. So now I own all of her books. She does a great job with spooky middle grade stories as well as weaving a little bit of history in too. Some of them are like local legends and stuff, so I'm curious to see if this will be the case for this one. And I'm also just genuinely curious what inspired this story, so I'm excited to pick up another Lindsay Currie. Switching gears a little bit, I got a Christmas book because I was really interested in this one last Christmas when my friend Caitlin from Pride and Paperback was talking about it, and I have not seen it anywhere, so I had to pick it up. This is Christmas at Fireside Cabins by Jenny Hale, and I really hope to read this one this Christmas. It says, Christmas is tough for Lila Evans. She's all alone, left with only memories of the heartbreaking time when she lost her father. But this year, Lila's in search of a home away from home, and the countryside retreat of Fireside Cabins sounds like the perfect place. Yet Pinewood Hills, tucked in the snow-topped Tennessee mountains, doesn't offer the small-town welcome she'd been expecting. And when Lila stops at the local coffee shop for a much-needed peppermint latte, the rugged, surly owner, Theo Perry, gives her a reception as icy as his piercing blue eyes. Unfortunately, avoiding each other in the quaint village is impossible, which means Lila is soon bumping into Theo everywhere. To her surprise, Lila discovers there's more to Theo than his frosty demeanor, and when Lila sees him smile, it feels like sunshine on a cold winter's day, like coming home. To chase away her holiday blues, Lila makes it her mission to warm up Theo, even if the town warns her that it would take a Christmas miracle. This sounds like the cutest little cozy Hallmark Christmas movie I have ever heard of in my life, and it's in book form, and it's set in the Tennessee mountains. And I live in Tennessee and have been to the mountains bukus of times, so I'm very excited to read this one. I feel like it will feel like home to me because it is set in an area that I know very well, and it just sounds like the sweetest, most hard-hitting story, so I'm very, very excited to pick this one up this Christmas. Next, I picked up a young adult book that I think is a thriller, which I said I wasn't going to pick up any more of, but I've been seeing this around. I haven't heard anybody talk about it yet. It's like everybody's curious about it, but nobody's actually read it yet, and I was like, what the heck, I'm going to get it. So I got Sugaring Off by Gillian French. Again, I don't really know anything about this, so let's just find out together. Al has always been her freest self in the mountains, tracking, hiking, and exploring the steep forested acres of her aunt and uncle's maple sugar farm. They never speak of the childhood tragedy that left her partially deaf and sent her father to jail. All Al wants is to stay safe at the farm, her favorite place in the world, her refuge from those who would treat her differently. Al's sheltered existence is blown wide open by Cody, the magnetic, dangerous young man hired to help with the season's sugaring off. Cody seems to see the real her, to look past her hearing loss in a way no one else does. Together they find comfort in their similarities and exhilaration in their differences and risk a romance their families are desperate to stop. But then Al hears her father will be released from prison, and a seemingly motiveless murder shakes the foundations of her small town. When the crime draws all eyes to Cody, Al realizes he is in far more serious trouble than anyone knows, and it's followed him to her mountain. So, I don't know. But I'm intrigued enough. So, we'll see. I love the cover of this one, which is a huge draw. Then I picked up The Other Woman by Sandy Jones. My friend Gwen has read a couple of Sandy Jones books, and she said when she was reading The Mother-in-Law what did she read? I think it was the mother-in-law. I don't really remember, but she had compared Sally Hepworth to Sandy Jones very, very minutely, just like the story being kind of similar, like the storytelling. So I decided to pick up The Other Woman. I have no idea what this is about. It says, he loves you. Adam adores Emily. Emily thinks Adam's perfect, the man she thought she'd never meet. But she loves you not. Lurking in the shadows is a rival, a woman who shares a deep bond with the man she loves. And she'll stop at nothing. Emily chose Adam, but she didn't choose his mother, Pammy. There's nothing a mother wouldn't do for her son, and now Emily is about to find out just how far Pammy will go to get what she wants. Emily gone forever. The Other Woman will have you questioning her on every page in this fiendishly twisty psychological thriller about a man, his new girlfriend, and the mother who will never let him go. So I can see how that synopsis sounds similar to The Mother-in-Law. So I'm very intrigued by this one. Then I got a stack of 6 graphic novels, and I did have 2 that I already read before. One of them is Zatanna and the House of Secrets by Matthew Cody and Yoshi Yoshitani. This is a middle grade graphic novel / DC comic that follows a young Zatanna. I had not heard of this hero before. I guess that's what she's called, like a heroine. This is like maybe her origin story. It's a story where she lives in this house full of mirrors with her dad, and then one day her dad goes missing. Or actually, it's not a house full of mirrors. I think it's doors. Yeah, there are doors and puzzles and all this stuff, and her pet bunny Pocus are trying to figure out what happened to her dad. The artwork is very beautiful in this, and I really love the story. I'd given it 4 stars, and it's one that I really wanted to own. So I have it, and now I can reread it whenever I want. I also got another book that it has been ages since I read this, like probably 4 or 5 years. This was one of the first graphic novels that I ever read. It is young adult and it is called Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. So now I have this one. It is about Nimona, and she is an impulsive young shapeshifter with a knack for villainy. Then we also have Lord Ballister Blackheart. He is a villain with a vendetta, and they are both trying to come together to prove to the institution of law enforcement and heroics that Sir Ambrosius Goldenloin is not actually the hero that they think he is. So that is what this story follows. It is such a good story, even though it's been so long since I've read it. I need to have a good old reread, so I may just do that. But again, this is one of the first graphic novels I ever read, and it really got me into reading graphic novels, so I had to own this one. Then I found 4 graphic novels. One of them I have heard of before because Gwen has this one. It's called Anti-Hero, and it's by Kate Carius-Quinn and Demetria Lunetta. And this one, I'm not really sure what it's about. I'm really trying not to read all these synopses, but here we go. Popper Paraho and Sloane McBrood are 2 13-year-old girls with very different lives but very similar secrets. Popper is popular, upbeat, and always willing to help her friends, whereas Sloane is a loner, sharp, and snarky with 0 friends and 0 interest in having any. Popper is strong, like ripping the doors off cars strong, and she longs to be a superhero and use her powers for good, but often leaves a massive mess in her wake. Sloane is smart, like evil genius level smart, but to provide for her mother, she has to put her intelligence to use, often in a not so good way. When a mission to steal an experimental technological device brings the 2 girls face to face with each other, the device sparks and the 2 girls switch bodies. Oh, how cool! Now they must live in each other's shoes as they figure out a way to switch back. Okay, I had no idea that's what this was about, but that sounds really good. I'm excited to read this one. Like I said, I know that Gwen owns this one, and I think she really liked it, so I'm excited to figure out if I do too. And the last 3 graphic novels I have never seen before, so I'm extra excited for these. The first one that I think I'm probably the most excited about is called The City on the Other Side by Margaret Scott and Robin Robinson. So this is the cover, and I am so stoked for this one. It's set in San Francisco. The Great Quake of 1906 is still a recent memory. Sheltered within her high society world, Isabel plays the part of a perfectly proper little girl. She's quiet, well-behaved, and she keeps her dresses spotlessly clean. She's certainly not the kind of girl who goes on adventures. But that all changes when Isabel breaches an invisible barrier and steps into another world. She discovers a city not unlike her own, but magical and dangerous. Here, war rages between the fairies of the Seelie and Unseelie courts. Only Isabel, with the help of the magical necklace and a few new friends, stands a chance of ending the war before it destroys the fairy world and her own. So this is a little bit of a fantasy, and I love the artwork in this. This just looks like such a good, look at this. Sounds like such a good story, and I love that it's got little fantastical creatures and fairies. I mean, I've never even heard of this, so I hope that it's good. I hope it's as good as it sounds. Then I got a young adult one called Spectre Inspectors. It says it's a classic horror story with a fresh perspective from a cast of characters that are fun and relatable. The truth is out there, online. True believer Noah, her cynical little sibling Gus, credulous cameraman Co, and skeptical Astrid head to one of the most haunted towns in America to prove that ghosts exist, all for the likes. So that sounds really interesting as well. I like the darker color palette in this one. It definitely screams spooky vibes. Oh, look, it looks like she's having like a scary dream or something there. I don't know. It just looks really good. Look, there's a ghost. I'm so pumped for this one. So another great find there. And then I'd never heard of this one either. It is, I think, middle grade. It's called Supers, A Little Star Past Cassiopeia. I think that's how you say that. It's by Frederick Mopome and Dawid. I wonder if this is translated. It may be translated. I don't know. I'm not really sure what this is about. It says Matt, Lily, and Benji aren't from around here. Abandoned on planet Earth, hiding far from their home. They can't even use their powers in public for fear of being discovered. Starting in a new school is hard enough already. So apparently we have maybe aliens that appear like humans and they're trying to fit in. And they're probably going to end up being like superheroes. I don't know. This is the first book in a series. It sounded cute, and so I decided to check it out. Okay, shifting gears from McKay's, because I got all of those books at McKay's. I did pick up a couple of other random books here and there. So I had checked out a Colleen Hoover book from the library, and I didn't get around to reading it. So I just figured I would go ahead and pick up this copy because I like this cover a lot. So I got All Your Perfects, which I feel like most people would probably know what it's about, but it just says, can a love story with a perfect beginning survive a lifetime between two imperfect people? I think there's like couples and they end up being cheated on and then they start dating each other and I don't know, something like that. But this is my friend Gwen's, one of her like favorite books of all time. I think it's her favorite Colleen Hoover, and she said it literally saved her life. So I'm very excited to read this one. I think Gabby from Gabbing About Books also read and loved this one recently. So I'm really, really, really excited to try another Colleen Hoover. Then I picked up a couple of new releases. One of them is The Soulmate by Sally Hepworth. Again, I went to go visit Sally and I really wanted to get this to Parnassus, but they were out, so I had to get it from Amazon, but I still have it and I'm so excited to read this one. It says, prepare yourself for a thrilling, addictive novel about marriage, betrayal, and the secrets that push us to the edge in this latest book from the best-selling author of The Good Sister and The Younger Wife, my fave. So this is about a man named Gabe, and he and his wife live at the edge of this cliff where these people go to in their lives. And Gabe is really good about going and talking to these people and talking them off the ledge and helping save them. And then one day there's this woman out there and something goes a little bit different. And the next thing we know, she is not on the cliff anymore. We don't know what happens. We don't know if she jumped. We don't know if Gabe pushed her. We don't know if they knew each other or if they didn't, but there's something suspicious going on here. So this is said to be one of Sally's like more thrillery books because a lot of her others are more family drama, suspense. Not that this wouldn't be that. I haven't read it yet, so I wouldn't be able to tell you, but I've heard from friends that have read this that it is her most thrillery book. So I'm very excited to read this one. And speaking of Sally, I've kind of gotten to know her favorite authors a little bit because I was curious to read more books that she recommends. And one of her favorite people and favorite authors is Emily Giffin. So I picked up Meant to Be. This is not a book that I would have picked up on my own, nor is this an author I would have picked up on my own. I know she's been around for quite a while, but I've just never been drawn to her books. But I also don't know if I ever would have picked up Sally's books if it wasn't for my friend Elizabeth telling me how good The Good Sister was. So I want to give Emily Giffin a chance. This synopsis really honestly doesn't super pique my interest, but this is her new release and I feel like it could be a good one. It says the Kingsley family is American royalty, beloved for their military heroics, political service, and unmatched elegance. In 1967, after Joseph S. Kingsley Jr. is killed in a tragic accident, his charismatic son inherits the weight of that legacy. But reckless, free-spirited Joe III has trouble meeting the expectations of a nation or those of his exacting mother, Dottie. Meanwhile, Kate Cooper also grew up fatherless, and after her mother marries an abusive man, she is forced to fend for herself. Discovered at age 16 by a model scout, Kate decides that her good looks might be her ticket to a new life, and before long, her face is appearing in magazines and on billboards. Yet she has always felt like a fraud, faking it in a world in which she's never truly belonged. When Joe and Kate unexpectedly cross paths, their connection is instant and intense. But can their relationship survive the glare of the spotlight and the so-called Kingsley curse? In a beautifully written novel that captures a gilded moment in American history, Emily Giffin tells the story of two people searching for a sense of purpose, as well as the answer to the question, are certain love stories meant to be? So, I'm holding out hope that I will enjoy this. This will be my first Emily Giffen, so we're just gonna hope that this is a good one. I'm hoping to maybe save this for a future vlog where I read some of Sally's favorite authors. And the last new release that I picked up was The Writing Retreat by Julia Bart. I don't know if I'm gonna like this or not, but somebody said that the craziness in this matches the craziness in Bunny. Not that it's not the same story, there's nothing similar between those two books, but just the wildness and the places that this book goes are like kind of similar in vibes to Bunny. So this is about a writer's retreat where these people go and they end up, I think, being locked up there, and they have like a month to write a novel from scratch, and the best one will receive a life-changing 7-figure publishing deal. But I think some weird stuff starts happening, and it's a thriller. I don't know if people start dying or just weird stuff happens or what. I've heard it's very strange, and I'm very intrigued, so we'll see. I have heard that the beginning of this book can be a little bit sexual for no reason, but that if you can just get past that first little bit, it does get good. So that was the reason where I initially took this off my TBR, but now I'm just going to try to push through it and see what I think. So we'll see. I'm going to hold out for that. And then I have one last book that I'm literally over the moon excited that I have in my hands. This book does not come out until September 2023. So thank you to Lindsay Currie and Source Books for Young Readers for sending me an advanced copy of It Found Us by Lindsay Currie. I am so stoked. Look at how scary this is, y'all. So now I literally own all of Lindsay's books, even the ones that haven't come out yet, that are like, in ARC form. So man, this sounds so good. It says it is a spooky new mystery about a girl detective who must decode a series of ominous clues tied to a century-old tragedy in order to find a missing teenager before it's too late. I'm so excited. I'm just so excited. So thank you again to the publishers for sending me a copy of this. I cannot wait to read it. I may just read it for Bookathon. We shall see. All right, guys, that is going to be it for the book haul today. I just wanted to go ahead and say one last thank you to Anna Louisa for sponsoring this video. Again, I really do love this jewelry company. I have never had any issues with their jewelry tarnishing. I have worn these particular earrings to bed multiple times, and you always worry about like the oils on your body tarnishing jewelry or things like that, and these have just held up so well. So I'm excited to continue to purchase from them and share my love of their jewelry with you guys. If you are interested in purchasing anything from them, remember I do have a link in the description box down below, and you can use the discount code ABookLikeYou20 for 20% off your order. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, leave me a book stack emoji down below, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, friends.